And Kenyatta University launches 2023-2027 strategic plan, a journey towards delivery of exemplary teaching and learning.
This is KUTV Primetime News with Mutegi K. Martin.
John Opio is with me, and that means I'm not alone, and he's doing what he does best, sign language interpretation. So we get to the bulletin right away. Now, during his address at Oxford, while speaking to an Oxford Africa convention at the historic Rhodes House in the United Kingdom, opposition leader Raila Odinga has continued to drum up support for his AUC chairmanship bid, stating that his appetite for continental politics was inspired by his experience as AU envoy for infrastructure. Our very own Munene Wero now reports.
Former Prime Minister Raila Odinga has elevated his AUC chair campaign to a higher notch, today pitching camp in the United Kingdom, where he pitched his agenda for the continent to an Oxford Africa convention at the historic Rhodes House, London. In a keynote speech to launch this year's Oxford Africa conference, the former Prime Minister revealed to those present that his appetite for the continental seat was inspired by experience during his time as AU envoy for infrastructure and also by advice from his close allies.
First, I'm running for position of chair of African Union Commission. But I've been actually requested by some of my friends, but also feel challenged having been a high representative of AU on infrastructure.
Odinga argued his plan to streamline trade across the continent, primarily through expansion of infrastructure to facilitate movement of goods and services between African countries.
Secondly, is lack of infrastructure between these African countries. And this actually makes it difficult for African countries to trade.
The Azimio La Umoja leader was presented with the hurdle of addressing China's growing influence in the continent, where he okayed Africans to do business with anyone as long as the trade is based on fairness.
But I say China is not a threat to Africa. Chinese have managed to do a wonder or a miracle in the latter half of last century. When they opened up their society.
Odinga was expected to usher his candidature end of May and partake in years-long campaign before the matter finally coming to a vote in 2025.
The 21st century as a truly African century. Let's go to African land to patient time. Thank you. All right.
Munene Weru, KU TV.
And President William Ruto has made history this evening by becoming the second Kenyan president to receive the prestigious Outstanding Leaders Award. The award was handed to him by the president and CEO of the U.S. Chamber of Commerce, Susan Clark, who praised Ruto's efforts in attracting investments to Kenya in the presence of U.S. Vice President Kamala Harris during a gathering at the U.S. Chamber of Commerce's Africa Business Center. During his historic visit to the U.S., the president has secured a raft of multi-billion shilling new investment deals in Kenya as the two countries marked 60 years of partnerships. The head of state is expected to jet back in the country anytime after conclusion of his visit to the United States.
I am delighted to have this opportunity to share with you various opportunities to leverage the strong, enduring, and dynamic Kenya-US relations and further enhance investment and trade relations and partnerships between our business communities. We have signed in to $1 billion investment using American technology from Microsoft, capital resources from G42, and renewable energy from Kenya, because Kenya has the extra asset of having tech-savvy human capital. G42 will tell you, and Microsoft, and I'm sure they are in this meeting, Microsoft will tell you some of their best human capital come from Kenya.
Yeah, that's right.
Various stakeholders, including a group of school administrators and clerics in Ruiru, Kiambu County, have come together to try and curb the rise of teenage pregnancy cases in the area. This comes following worrying statistics that indicate that 30% of local young girls drop out of school. The use of drugs and substance abuse is also a major challenge.
In Ruiru, Kiambu County, girls as young as 13 years old are forced to drop out from school, a factor majorly attributed to the prevalence of teenage pregnancies in the area. The menace of drugs and substance abuse is also becoming a worrying trend among elementary and secondary school pupils. In order to avoid this trend, local Deputy County Commissioner Margaret Mbugwa led a group of school administrators and clerics to establish the Ruiru Sub-County School Chaplaincy, whose responsibility is to advise and counsel students and even parents of misbehaving children.
And some of these pregnancies, or rather all the pregnancies mostly, are because of now issues of drugs and substances, exposures. So when we combine all these things, the poverty, the ignorance, the exposure to the, to the urban life, the child finds himself or herself in the middle, lost.
According to Juliet Waome, principal of Ruiru Kihunguro Secondary School, statistics indicate that 30% of local young girls drop out of school as a result of teenage pregnancies. She, however, notes that some parents are at fault for neglecting their children, and the circumstances have forced their girls to endanger their lives in an attempt to have abortions.
So when I say it's a pandemic, it really is. Drug and substance abuse is another monster that is killing our nation slowly by slowly. I'm calling upon authorities that have the power to deal with this from the grassroots.
The founder chairman of the group, Bishop Phineas Mwiti, reported that since its inception in 2022, over 80 pastors have received training to offer counseling sessions in schools, as he further stated that the program is successful.
Watoto wadogo kuwa raped nyumbani. Kumekuwa pia na issues ya watoto kuwa na issue ya incest, ambaye amebaki na ndugu yake, amebaki na anko yake, na wameanza hiyo tabia mbaya.
The rate of teenage pregnancies in Kenya stands at 18%. The rate increases rapidly with age, from 3% among girls aged 15 to 40% among girls aged 19. Yvonne Kimuma, KUTV.
Approximately 40,000 households totaling to 181,000 people have relocated from riparian lands along Nairobi, Mathare and Ngong rivers. This is according to the Ministry of Interior and National Administration. The ministry has also confirmed that the government has fulfilled its commitment to provide 10,000 shillings per household to support the relocation process. To prevent the re-encroachment, the ministry has announced plans to fence off the reserves and later plant riverine trees. Additionally, the Nairobi River will undergo unclogging, draining, and rehabilitation. Recreation facilities will be established on both sides of the riparian reserves, providing free access and usage to the public. Kenyatta University earlier today, during the launch of the 2023-2027 Strategic and Vision Plan launch, embarked on a journey towards delivery of exemplary teaching and learning, with the university seeking to progress to a global status as a testament of its commitment to research and innovation. Our very own Theo Masharia was on ground, and here is more.
University officials, members of staff, alumni, students, stakeholders, and the Ministry of Education through the Office of Education Cabinet Secretary today convened at Kenyatta University's amphitheater for the launch of the university's 2023 to 2027 strategic plan, a 5-year journey described by the university's chancellor, Ambassador Francis Muthaura, as one that will make the university a beacon of transformative education and a hub of solutions to the society's pressing issues.
The strategies we have proposed are aimed at developing critical thinkers, innovators, and entrepreneurs who will thrive in rapidly changing world. It's through the strategy, it's through the investment into the institution such as the one we have here today. Is by challenging our students, by challenging our professors with the tasks. Once they overcome those tasks, they put our country at a higher level.
Chief Guest and Education Cabinet Secretary Ezekiel Mashogu, represented by Dr. Gideon Bithi, who is the Director of Research, Ministry of Education, applauded the 5 pillars guiding the plan, confirming its alignment with the government's bottom-up economic transformation agenda.
Ladies and gentlemen, I have been briefed that this strategic and vision plan is anchored on 5 pillars. Namely, quality teaching, second, research and innovation, third, institutional resources and capacity, fourth, customer focus, and fifth, mainstreaming pertinent and contemporary issues. I call upon the university to pursue its priority strategic areas in a manner that is responsive and aligned with the government's bottom-up economic transformation agenda.
The acting Vice-Chancellor, Professor Washeke Wanjohi, joyfully expressed the plan as the university's testament to innovation, service to the community, and a key pillar towards realization of Kenya's sustainable development goals.
Our strategic plan outlines ambitious goals to enhance research and innovation, strengthen the academic programs, and foster a culture of lifelong learning among our students and faculty. Kenyatta University has long been synonymous with quality education, and that is something that we are not willing to compromise in spite of the current challenges.
Acting Deputy Vice-Chancellor Administration and Finance, on the other hand, stated that the strategic plan will play a pivotal role in offering exemplary teaching and learning to the local and global community while meeting the needs of all stakeholders.
It is people-focused. Sustainability is also assured, and research and community service are well captured in the plan. Successful implementation of this strategic plan will require dedication and teamwork by university community and our various stakeholders.
Members of staff present at the launch expressed great optimism for the next 5 years as they pledged their full support towards making the university achieve its desired goals. It is now all systems go for the Kenyatta University fraternity as the university embarks on a 5-year journey towards making the institution an exemplary training and learning center. And one thing has remained clear during this strategic launch event from the keynote speakers who have spoken, and this is a call for unity from every staff and stakeholder to hold hands and make sure the realizations of this strategic plan comes true. Theo Masharia for KUTV.
18 minutes past 9. Opio, yourself, and I will take a break. You deserve a break too, so we take a short break. We'll be coming back with more. Stay here.
Are you an aspiring media practitioner, a graduate, or you just want to advance your skills in television production? Then welcome to Kenyatta University, where education meets innovation. KUTV, the premier university television station in Kenya, is now offering short courses in TV studio, field technical operations, and video editing. How to operate key equipment in modern TV control room. Enroll today at KUTV and discover your full potential in cutting-edge TV broadcasting. Graduates of these courses will receive professional certificates. For more information, visit our offices at KUTV Studios or call us on 020-870-4252 or 020-870-4255 or SMS us on 0739-110-544. KUTV, a new experience.
Maelfu na maelfu ya wahamiaji wakiwa na watoto kutoka nchi za Amerika ya Kati wanaendelea kuwasili kwenye mpaka kati ya Marekani na Mexico.
But folks, I'm going. Thank you very, very much. I appreciate it. Thank you.
Ni habari kutoka pembe zote duniani.
Pepo pasi vuguvugu. Pepo pa ni idea.
Sazidi ananyonya, hanyonyi vizuri, anakuwa hayuko comfortable.
Jeshi la Jamhuri ya Kidemokrasia ya Kongo linapambana na waasi wa ADF.
Wito kwa mashirika, makampuni na vile vituo vya uchukuzi.
Mambo mengi yatakwenda kama yalivyopangwa.
Hapa ni kuna mmoja wa viongozi wa chama cha wavuvi katika eneo hili.
Zaidi tunajaribu kuwapa chanjo ili ina boost ama inanyanyua kinga ya mwili, ndio inaenda kupelekea kupambana na virusi.
Ni duniani leo, Jumatatu mpaka Ijumaa, moja kwa moja kutoka VOA Swahili, Washington DC.
To look for high quality friends.
I'm from Kingston, Jamaica, you know Portmore. That's my village.
Sanga kuchini hapo kinyethi ukikatia mademo akipita.
Sasa saa hii nimekuja kukopesa choo.
You are watching KUTV Primetime News with Mutegi K. Martin.
Welcome back, and remember you can find this live broadcast also streaming live on YouTube at KUTV Kenya. We're also live for feedback and conversation and engagement on X at KUTV_Kenya. Now, barely 10 months after Kilifi County launched the renal unit, kidney patients at the Kilifi Teaching and Referral Hospital now fear for their health and lives following the failure of all the 3 dialysis machines at the facility. Currently, patients are forced to miss crucial dialysis sessions, worsening their health conditions, while others dig deeper into their pockets to seek treatment in private hospitals.
The launch of the Kilifi Teaching and Referral Hospital renal unit back in 2023 has now turned into a short-lived hope for kidney patients, as all 3 dialysis machines in the facility are no longer functional. The launch of the Kilifi Teaching and Referral Hospital renal unit back in 2023 has now turned into a short-lived hope for kidney patients, as all 3 dialysis machines in the facility are no longer functional.
Kuna mashini 3 peke yake. Hizo mashini 3 tulikuwa tukija tunafanyia kwa inachukua wagonjwa 3, baada ya masaa 3 wagonjwa wengine 3. Lakini sasa kadri vile tulivyokuwa tunaendelea na matibabu, mashini moja ile breakdown, ikakuja nyingine pia ika breakdown, mpaka saizi zote hazifanyi. Mahali pengine ambapo tunaweza tafuta huduma ni private hospitals. Na private hospitals, 1 session ya kufanywa dialysis kama unalipa ni around 10,000. Sasa wengi wetu hatuwezi kuafford.
Patients say the ongoing lack of treatment is already reflecting on their health. They experience swelling in various body parts, including face and legs, malfunctioning of the brain, and overall body weakness.
Hali yangu haijakuwa mzuri kwa sababu ya kosa. Wakati mwingine
unakuja unakosa mashine haifanyi kazi, unarudi nyumbani. Sasa mwili unazidi kudhoofika, basi kosa hiyo dawa hali yangu mwili huwa unafura sana, na huwa nakosa hata nguvu ya kutembea.
Unafura, unaanza kuswell miguu, sura, hata unakuwa na akili yako inakuwa hauko sawa, huko normal.
As if that was not enough, some patients are reported to have already died from lack of treatment. Residents now call for quick actions to be taken, saying the patients have a chance to survive if the machines are availed in good conditions.
Mpaka mwisho unajua, ukiuliza mtu fulani yuko wapi, ameshindwa kuja dialysis, unaambiwa hata mazishi yake ni siku fulani.
Wananchi pale hospitali Kilifi County Referral wakifika, hawafiki kwa matibabu, wanafika kwa kungojea vifo vyao. Wengi wanakufa pale, na hawafi eti kwa sababu gani? Ni sababu hawapati matibabu.
The patients are now appealing to the county government of Kilifi to intervene and rescue the situation before more patients lose their lives. Ocheng Cynthia for KUTV News.
And still on matters health, the section of health stakeholders in Siaya County have now come in union to talk about the pre-eclampsia condition, its negative impact to women worldwide and locally. During a commemoration ceremony in Siaya, the Chief Executive Officer of Access to Medicine platform noted that pre-eclampsia is the leading cause of mortality in newborns and expectant mothers.
During the commemoration of Pre-Eclampsia Day at Sega Vocational Training Center in Ugenya, Siaya County, Okemo said that about 500,000 women die because of the condition worldwide, with most of them being young mothers aged between 18 to 35 years.
It's estimated that 500,000 women around the world die because of pre-eclampsia while they are pregnant or while they are giving birth.
Ugenya Health Coordinator Beryl Otieno said preventive measures such as early diagnosis of preeclampsia can help to reduce cases of neonatal deaths, which stand at 2.8 in the region. Beryl advised mothers to come to hospital 8 times before delivery.
Of those babies were born prematurely, and the major cause of premature delivery is preeclampsia because the placenta is insufficient and cannot sustain this baby with nutrients and oxygen. So this leads to the baby dying or being delivered before its time, and that causes a neonatal death. Yearly, we need mothers to come to the hospital 8 times before they deliver, which means immediately you realize that you're pregnant. Before you go to 9 months, if you come to the clinic 8 times, we'll have detect because of we'll screen you, and if there's a problem, we are going to treat.
A health committee member, Cynthia Ndar, assured of their commitment that every health condition will be covered using a bill that is currently being developed. She further addressed the adolescents that it is not wise to have early pregnancy.
Teenage pregnancy percentages in Siaya is very high. We're talking about 21%. That is high, okay? And these girls who get pregnant in Siaya are not made pregnant. They don't make themselves pregnant. There are people here in Siaya who are making them pregnant. And so I would like to speak to the men and everyone in the community. Please, let's protect our girls. Let's take care of our girls. Let's be protectors. Men should be protectors of the community.
Banis, a resident in Ugunja, talked about signs and symptoms of pre-eclampsia, and she was put on medication, and after 2 months of delivery, she survived.
I had gone for my normal antenatal clinics. That is in Ambira Hospital. That is when I was found. I had had several headaches before. Kichwa inauma mpaka unasikia ni kama hapa inataka kungooka. But then when I saw the doctor there, akaniambia ni kama niko na symptoms za pressure, nipimwe pressure.
The director of Ugunja Development Initiative, Isaiah Ochieng, said his organization will embark on a sensitization program for women of reproductive age across the county to acquaint them with information about preeclampsia.
We are sensitizing communities and different categories of communities on issues, on conditions that present itself when they are pregnant. So it's a condition that affects the life of the mother and the child. And as a community, organization, we are keen on ensuring that we avoid or we prevent these conditions as early as possible by ensuring that we sensitize.
The Health Committee is working with medication platforms and government societies to ensure the condition is managed through sensitization. Emma Mwangi, KUTV.
It is 9:30, time for us to take another short break here on KUTV Primetime News. We'll be back in a bit. Stay here.
Where we ask the coolest questions in science. Let's go! Is yogurt really just rotten milk? Why do humans need sharks to survive? How did a 12-year-old boy from Africa invent modern vanilla farming? How do you deliver medicine to a chimpanzee? Can poop be useful? How can you save the planet by reducing air pollution? To help us answer these questions, we are inviting some wonderful guests from the world of science. They will enlighten you, make you hungry for knowledge, oxygenate your brain, and make your ideas flow. This is Engine Season 3. Let's go!
What are some of the ways through which you can develop these skills so that you are comfortably fitting into the job?
You have to put yourself in positions where you are uncomfortable in the sense that you are not clear about what to do.
Because I used to work a corporate job before. So when I left, I happened to visit someone's farm around this area.
So this project is called the Security Breach Detector and Planets Familiarize. It is meant to be used to detect, detonate explosives.
We'll tackle all the tough issues, discuss all the weird moments, and hopefully share a few laughs along the way.
You are watching KUTV Primetime News with Mutegi K. Martin.
Welcome back. It's now our time to take you to our international scenes. And Zweli Martin Dlamini, a reputable investigative journalist in Eswatini, recently uncovered a scandal which links high-profile government officials to a drug shortage in the Southern African Kingdom. Reporter Nokukhanya Musi has more.
According to investigative journalist Zweli Martin Dlamini, popularly known as Zwemat, the alleged misappropriation of over 1 billion rand and over $51 million in public funds within the Ministry of Health and two other companies, Swazi Farm and Ava Farm, both owned by Karim Ashraf, Indonesian consul to Eswatini, has resulted in a widespread shortage of drugs in public hospitals. As a result, ordinary citizens like 44-year-old mother, wife and epileptic patient Dudu Dlamini are left without vital medication.
I am epileptic and need medication. I didn't find what I was looking for. The nurses told me to pray because there may be a chance that my condition is getting better. I was here even last month and still received the same response. I was told to go to the pharmacy, only to find that even the pharmacies don't have the medication.
Dudu travels an hour-long, 53 kilometers, 32.93 miles distance from her rural village in Singweni to the town of Manzini in search of a medicine that could save her life. Her plight and that of many more like her is Zweli Martin Dlamini's biggest motivation. With a team of 5 people, he claims to have uncovered evidence of corruption within the government. Zwemat's recent revelations have brought to light the involvement of over 8 high-ranking government officials in addition to the Indonesian consul to Eswatini, whose bank accounts have been frozen pending investigations and an ongoing court case. A forensic report singles out fraud, corruption, and conflict of interest as main factors for the continuous drug shortage in Eswatini, depriving patients of vital resources. The state has been taking legal action to bring these cases to trial. None of the accused have publicly commented on the charges brought against them. Fortunate Bembe, Deputy Director of Pharmaceutical in the Ministry of Health, is one of the accused, facing allegations of financial impropriety. It is unclear whether she and the co-accused will deny these accusations, and VOA's attempts to interview the accused have been unsuccessful as the case is still pending in court. Zwemat says that covering such crimes has made him a target.
It has been widely reported about the Eswatini government, including the king, persecuting me merely for publishing critical articles. But of course, if you are a journalist and decide to stand against those who are powerful, you are likely to face such challenges.
Political activist Wandile Dludlu describes Zwemat's work as pivotal in exposing corruption and promoting transparency.
In our view, the work that this organization or media entity, as well as the editor, has been phenomenal. It's phenomenal in the sense that in a country like ours, where even Parliament is unable to exercise its fundamental role of holding the executive accountable, in a country where there are a number of royal big business people, as well as the monarchy itself as a family, and together with its close business and political cabal, is above the law. Even in the constitution, it's written that they can't be held accountable. Their actions can never be subjected to any form of redress, whether by a court or any structure. It becomes a very hotbed for corruption, as well as malpractice that is prevalent in this 56-year-old post-British colonial political system.
In the face of danger and uncertainty, Zweli Martin Dlamini has refused to back down in his fight for justice and transparency in Eswatini.
What motivates me to continue doing my job is the fact that I am representing the voice of the people. The people must be well informed with regards to what is happening in their country, so that they can, of course, make informed decisions and, of course, hold those in power accountable. Taking a stand against the Eswatini authorities was based on the principles of transparency and accountability.
Zwemat is currently living in exile in South Africa and vows to continue his fight against corruption. Nogukanya Musi, VOA News, Menzini, Eswatini.
And 23-year-old Tapera Mbwewe is one of the few Zambian councillors who are under the age of 35 and are defying the odds by taking up political leadership in the Southern African nation. Take a look.
Tapera Mbewe made history as Zambia's youngest ward councillor when she secured a seat in the rural district of Rufunsa in 2021's general election. She recalls the challenges she encountered in earning the trust of her constituents.
We were in a room with 20 interviewers, and I was the only woman who was being interviewed out of everyone who had come. Actually, when I got there, they were even surprised. They asked me to say, "Are you sure you haven't escorted someone, or it's you who's come for the adoption?" So yes, that's how I got here.
Tapera has already scored some successes in her area, such as helping young girls return to school even after getting pregnant and setting up a student's body to enable young people to participate in local politics. At first, the elders in her community were not convinced.
It didn't come on a silver platter, I'll be honest. There were so many challenges I faced. To start with, I stood in a rural area. So that means culture and tradition come first before anything else. So there was a lot of tension between me and the traditional leaders because they couldn't accept seeing someone as young as me and a woman as well being their leader, someone they have to report to.
Tapera's mother, Charity Ntewewe Mbewe, says that her daughter has always been an active leader. She is not surprised by her rise in leadership.
We've shaped her to be what she is today. During her growing up, I used to take her she used to follow me, not really taking her to where I used to go, but following me, like to community meetings. And she was like this child who would always be like, Mom, where are you going? I want to see what you do. So me being in that rural setup, Tapera used to follow me to community meetings, church meetings, and this really helped her how to interact with people.
Apart from being an elected politician for the opposition Patriotic Front Party, Tapera is also a lawyer. She says she wants to use her legal expertise to represent the voiceless in society. Her childhood dream is to one day become the president of Zambia.
I will not stop until I am president of Zambia. So my vision is, I want a Zambia that is youth inclusive. I want a Zambia where we don't have to fight to get a seat at the table. It should be there. The seat should be, we should be expected to be participating in politics.
Charity Ntewewe Mbewe says she is extremely happy and proud to watch her daughter blossom into a promising leader in mainstream Zambian politics.
As a mother, I'm proud. You know, to play a role in shaping a national leader like Tapera and helping her realize her dream, to me, I'm proud.
Kathy Short, VOA News, Lusaka, Zambia.
And now our sports news take us to Embu, where the county government has organized a training session at the Talent Academy in the Embu town under the Embu Talent Hub program. Over 100 talented youth are getting training in various fields, including dancing, fashion show, and sports, among others, where they are set to showcase their prowess at a gala night scheduled for Madaraka Day, 1st June 2024 at the Marvel Hotel.
For a while, talented youth from Embu County have felt abandoned, but now through Embu Talent Hub program, they can dream again. Here, the youths from the region have an opportunity to nurture and grow their talents through training by experts. Over 100 youths are already receiving training in different sports and arts such as athletics, modeling, and dance.
Mimi ni mwibaji, kwa hivyo niko na talent. And wakati nilipoona kijana yangu ameanza kuwa na talent ya kudance, niliamua kwa moyo wangu ya kwamba nurture that talent, because niliona ya kwamba kama mzazi wangu angenurture my talent, maybe ningekuwa mbali.
The training is for the preparation of Madaraka Day in Embu County. This is according to the Chief Officer in charge of Talents and Creative Arts, Paul Muchuki, who explains that the program aims to reach the youths across the 6 sub-counties who have not had an opportunity to showcase their talents.
Kwa majina naitwa Maxwell Mwaniki, niko 17 years na nimekuja Embu Talent Hub kwa sababu niko na gift, nimetalentiwa kudance, and I was selected to be one of the dancers. I thank the government for this opportunity.
County Executive Committee member in charge of Sports and Youth Affairs in Embu County, Jane Waruga, explains that Embu County government have brought together experts from different fields of sports and arts to train the youth and grow their talents.
So tumeleta vijana pamoja wale walichaguliwa, and so today is part of the training. Kama vile waziri amesema, on the 1st of June tutakuwa na gala, and so also I take this opportunity pia ni walike watu wote. Itakuwa pale Marble Hotel from 5 p.m. Hapo ndio tutakuja tuone ile kazi ambao hawa vijana wamekuwa wanafanya.
Talent exposure is critical in raising a generation of future sportsmen, a fragile and a noble mission that require all hands on deck.
It is a quarter to the top of the hour. In other words, it's 9:45 p.m. Thank you for joining us for a 3/4 of an hour of information of what is happening in your country and beyond. And Friday is here. It's a time for us to sit back, relax a bit, and reflect as you enjoy. So as you enjoy, I'm reminded of Winston Churchill's, one of his statements, one of his quotes, that success is not final and failure is not fatal, and the courage to continue is necessary. Of course, I just paraphrased that. Therefore, one of my other favorite phrases is keep moving. Whether you think you have succeeded, whether you think you have failed, you need to keep moving and conquer the next thing that's ahead. So as you get into the weekend, make sure just to do that and have time for yourself, time to think, meditate, pray, and rejuvenate, for the world needs you right now. So we come to the end of the conversation for now. John Opio is with us in the sign language interpretation. I'm sure you can see him at the bottom of the screen. He's doing a fantastic job. And on behalf of the entire of the newsroom, headed by Laban Shaban and my director Levis Ndomoto and Small Kev on the graphics, and everyone who has participated, including Yvonne Kemoma, my producer, to make this bulletin a success, we want to give you a big shout out for being informed and choosing KUTV to inform you tonight. KUTV is here to give you credible news that have been thoroughly researched, and we're here to make sure you're informed thoroughly on what's happening around you and away from you. Therefore, the weekend is here, so 6:30 p.m. tomorrow we have Mrs. Weekendi, and then at 9 p.m. at a time such as this, we come back with Weekend Live, where we'll continue to inform you. But as for now, we get into normal programming of entertainment and educative programs that are here to make you a person who actually gets the wholesome experience that is a new experience only at KUTV. So we wish you a good night, and until next time, bye-bye.